Hi, I'm ZiNez and welcome back to Aethus. So last time we built this little habitat here, and we have a dew collector over there, we have our furnace and so on. We were just going to go into the cave system that they have over there, so let's explore.
Get a whiff of that toxic, dangerous air. Oh, you'll need to be careful with how long you stay down here, Maeve.
Short trips are okay for now, but I'm gonna need some upgrades if we're gonna get much further in.
Here you have the glow sticks. You make these by using the lotus fruit. Later on when you have a crafting table and so on. It's quite nice that you get that oxygen release valve when you go into a item. So here you have air pocket from this opening of the cave, and then you go get this sound, which is on when you toggle over to air supply, and you see your oxygen going down.
Maeve, look! Our first node!
Ah, this is it! The mother lode!
Haha, you're right. It's mainly dirt and rock. But there are resources we can use to upgrade the outpost. The energy readings are coming from that crate. Check it out.
Nice.
An RTG? Ha! Well, that would explain the energy readings.
Ooh-wee, this is big. We can build a proper habitat with this bad boy.
The last expedition here obviously did a sloppy job of cleaning up after themselves. Well, let's head back to the surface.
So here is, this is a cave, and this is not a buildable area, so here you can't use the build option to destroy crates and stuff. So it's only in your building area where you can do that.
Maeve, your air supply is running out.
So this is a nice feature that you have the cave entrance as your safe zone that you can walk back to. So you do have a chance, so you don't have to go into a loading screen in between and back and forth. Use your scanner often, because then you see all these areas that you can use and mine, and you don't miss stuff like that. That was actually hidden quite well from the camera view that I had there. Something there that they want us to cave. There we go.
Look, Maeve! A drilling site. This doesn't look nearly as wrecked as everything we've seen before. Perhaps there are supplies we could scavenge.
A biomass generator. That's nice. Now we have two ways to get power. And there we have more items and this destructive terrain. I lost the name of it.
Maeve, your air supply is running out.
terraforming charge. Let's go. Run back to the entrance. Let's use one of those to see how that would work. So a slight running speed, that's for a minute. Let's go back. So this is nice to also see the scanning, that you have blue items that you can shoot on. You have white items that you can interact with, like you have there. You also have a red item that I was picking up before during different places, which is in this case a mushroom. So also a nice way to see stuff like that. So here you have a small little basic station that you can use. But you can't use this automated drill because you need to have these two items first. You need a drill bit to be able to start the drill to collect items. Then you can go here manually and pick it up. Then you need a cargo drone to devise the collection. So you can now use that one if you want to I think at least it should be powered up, so you can actually use it to craft what you want. So yeah, it is up and running.
Running low on air.
That's quite nice that you have something here that you can take care of that as well. Let's run back again and continue searching, because we are not full on the inventory. I want to fill it up to the brim. So let's continue in here instead. Some more mushrooms, nice. Once again, if you get turned around in this area, you can have this map that shows you where the entrance is and where you can find some other things in the area. So it also helps you out to be able to walk around and see things. 45-degree connection left and right, nice.
Maeve, watch your oxygen levels.
So we are starting to get close on full inventory now. I would prefer to be 100% full before I leave to make this trip a little bit nicer, to be able to make some more stuff at the base in the beginning. And here you can see also that now we are full. We don't have any more space, but we do have space here, but they are weighing too much for you to actually take care of. No worries about that when that happens in your game. The game remembers what you have in everything, so you don't have to worry about losing things when you are in a dungeon like this. So when you go out from the cave and come back here, the game will remember that you have had that item there. But what you can do is actually keep these things for your benefit. So you can actually now, if you want to, toss in and fill it as you want to. See, maybe we can get some there. Now it's 40-40, so now we have 40 more to run around and get some more items. So you can use that to your advantage, because then you can just pop in, get your items, pop out, and then be on your way. So now we can continue just harvest some more, and don't have to worry about that right now. So we can empty all these that we want to. Drinking can.
Need some fresh air soon.
So let's run back. And we are at 50 out of 66. So this seems to also be a bit depending on how much you have in your food and so on. So if we eat some food here now, we should be upping what we can carry. So also something to think about when you are planning a expedition is to have food with you, so you don't waste what you can carry and not can carry. Because you can, when you fall down below the different thresholds there, you can't carry the items with you because you are full. So that can be good to always think of that you have all the food that you want with you to maximize the exploration. I want these codes. Can't get them. No. So we have a water pump here, but it's apparently not working. But at least can get what has been mining so far.
Aha! An oxygen dome.
Perfect. That will certainly help us get further into the caverns.
Yep. Arctech is pretty cutting edge when it comes to anything that'll let them push their workers harder for longer.
Just remember, the domes won't be effective if you overuse them.
There we go.
Maeve,
Let's
watch your oxygen levels.
let's go out and continue building a little bit. We can be in here longer. Take everything that we can. There we go. And we are heading out.
Now that you've got that RTG, Let's get a basic habitat built.
Let's toss that in. This is also a nice thing. I haven't had my inventory this full before with a lot of different items. So it's quite nice to see that you can scroll it. So it's depending on how much weight you have on you and not how much other things that is in the game. Let's just empty some stuff here. Second one should be food, yeah. And here's one thing that I actually love about this game is just take that and that. When you're crafting, everything that you have is taken either from your inventory that you have here or from your base inventory. So here we have the biomass on me, and we have all the fruit is in the chest, and it's just so wonderful that it looks up what is close by, what can I choose from close by storages to use in the construction. This is something that I wish that every game have. You don't want to be like Ark and pick up one item in the chest there, go to the crafting table, and then craft the thing there, and then you have to pick that up to go to another crafting table to craft it there. It should just remember where you have it. So if you have made something, you have it in the storage, it should be just transferred to the next item. There's one thing if there is a forge and so on that you want to move about, then you can then it's acceptable that you have to do that, but it shouldn't be necessary to 100% have to move stuff between at least storage boxes or containers. If you have it in container close by, at least it should be able to use in a crafting station, this is just marvelous, which I love with this game, that I have it just by default. Not that many games that have it in this kind of level. But we should build our base. So we have our structure. We need building materials for that. So let's build. Yeah, I want to have it here. Want it to be close by. So it pivots around you see the green arrow there. Let's see if you can move that. No. Right click is taken away. No structures, go for that. No. It doesn't look that you can move where you are swirling it from or turning the item from. So that's not a thing. So let's clear this area up. We can actually use it. That should be enough for now. So in the building mode structure, we want to place that. And I want to place it as close to that rock as I can, because that's something that I want to keep in the game. There we go. Nice. Then was talking about the snapping, so we have these that you can snap to the door directly, so it makes it easier to build these kind of hallways. But that's not what we want right now. We want a
Now that we're up and running with a proper habitat, we're gonna need some more building materials.
Definitely. There's only so much scrap around here to melt down.
We really should get a regolith printer built. There's an entire planetary crust right here to help us.
Good plan. The regolith we gather from the nodes in the caverns will provide us all the building materials we need.
So let's go in here. Cozy little home. So what I want to do here is, first of all, let's see here. I want to build the RTG. There we go.
Excellent work, Maeve. A nice little habitat, I must say.
Yep. A lot better than that little metal box, right?
Very much so. Plus, thanks to the RTG we found, it has power!
Now we can really get things started with some proper equipment.
Indeed. Plenty of facilities to construct in order to start processing those resources from the caverns.
We can start exploring deeper underground as well. Ooh, there is bound to be good stuff down there.
So let's begin. Let's take that. And as you can see, you have one here, but I have started to make a new one. I haven't tested if you can then have 2 items here. Just for sakes, we're gonna try to do that. So let's that tick on up to see if we get 2 items there. So one in the lower and one on the upper. Let's take that and go into build mode, and we want to move that one because this is now our main home. So I prefer to have the mini forge outside just because it's an open flame. But that and move. So we can't place that outside, as you can see, it's red. But we can just pin. So we had a pillow there. Could be nice to wake up and just take a look outside. Maybe we should place it like that instead. Yeah. Wake up and see the sunset. And here comes that when I was talking about that you can move the entire stack. Here is where this is really nice that you can do that, because you don't have to go back and forth now and move 4 different crates one by one. You can just go into new habitat and oh, there is all your inventory that you have stacked on top of each other in one move. I wish more games had this movable action, that you can just do it this way, just move one by one if you want to, but you can move the entire stack if there is something that you have which should be movable. Oh, you can place these on the walls. That I didn't see in the demo. That's cool. Just gonna place it here on anywhere. So just for having it out of the way, let's just for fun place it there. That's good placement, right? Now we can make some food. So what do we want it to do? We want us to do a regolith printer. Oh, that should be in facilities, yes. And 5 craftings to do that.
That's
Okay.
the printer set up.
Lovely. The regolith of the planet's surface makes for excellent building material.
I also have a bunch of stone that the printer won't accept. We'll need to crush it down to get anything usable from it.
There's metal ore in here as well, so it's worth getting a smelter built.
So let's continue. Facility, they want us to make the stone crusher. That's there's that there. Now they want us to build a basic smelter, which we can't use just yet because we need 5 of those crystals. How many did we get from this? Building materials there, and 4. Do we have any? Yeah, we have 5 there now. Nice. We did get one from before. Facilities, and we need a basic smelter. Can we get that into that in between? Kind of can. Which is totally fine by me. Table storage, nice. There we go, and pause in. This means that we don't need the this one, just because this is taking care of smelting off the scrap as well. So let's go into building mode and take care of that. I don't want that anymore. So we get that scrap back, which we don't need it anymore like that. So let's place that in there, make some more building materials.
First metal bar. Are you proud?
I sort of am. This beats melting scrap in a plant-powered junk box any day.
Those days are gone. Now you can melt scrap in a high-energy furnace powered by a nuclear battery. The inexorable march of technological progress.
So let's see, root deeper into, okay. So this is our first little base that we have, which is nice, where we can take care of crushing the regolith into building blocks. You can crush stone into the different materials that we need as well, and we have these dust ruby that you can cross into dust ruby powder. This I haven't found yet what you use it for, but might be something that you craft later on. And then they have a smelter to craft the ore that you want to smelt. You have your power supply, which shows how much you produce, which this one is producing 15. And then you see on each machine how much power they are producing. So if you're ending up at a scenario where, oh shit, I don't have enough power just to run this machine over here, you also do have the turn off button, so you get those powers back. Which is a really nice one to be able to be like, I don't want to use this stone crusher for now, I get those 2 power points back into this into the base to be able to use for something else. But right now, when we have 15 and we're only using 6 of them, it's fine to keep that going. But we did get another one here, but we need a bunch of materials to be able to make that one. But it only makes you 2 power, so it's not that big efficient one like the RTG is. But I think it's just to get you a boost start of the game to not have to worry about that much. So it's already some stuff that you can make here. And we can make some bigger storage. And once again, this is what makes me very happy about this game, is that you can stack them on top of each other. Makes it easy to keep the storage area neat, and to have this already in game makes me happy, because that means you can do like this, and then you can store 6 high, and that is the same with the moving, that you can move that entire stack in one go. Oh, that became a little bit crooked, but yeah, we can fix that with going into build mode, and then we click that one, and we click M for move. I don't know, yeah, we can just place it if you want to. There we go, and that's neater, and then we click that build. Feels like it's easier to just move them like this instead. At least to fix a thing like that, but still nice that you can move it, and that you have the option to move the entire stack when you get there. So it's gonna be a little bit to get used to how to see the. As you see, it's kind of hard to see when it's actually lined up, but it's fine for now. It's a stack of boxes at least. So these ordinary boxes is holding 25, but these big ones are holding 40. Oh, nice, big improvement. So let's go. Is this done? No, it has just made a new one, but it's still just one there. So you want to empty this as soon as possible to not lose water when you can. So let's take that one, move it. So I want it closer to my base where I am gonna use it. So let's move it there. Perfect. Maybe later on we can have to build more of those, or we can use the water pump in the cave. So let's go in and fill our inventory with some more stuff.
Correctamundo! That is an ARC self-contained habitat module.
Why is there still a hab here, if the previous expedition left long ago?
Unknown. Perhaps you can gain access and find out.
I can't climb this. Can you get us through? The rock seems pretty tough.
Not without an upgrade. They really defanged me when we left Ark.
Feeling a little weak without your big bad Weezer fangs?
Well, if you want my Weezer fangs back, we've got to get reconnected to the Ark network. Until then, though, my calculations show that basic mining explosives are likely capable of breaching this rockfall.
Okay, we can do that. I'll need to build a crafting bench back at the outpost, but I should be able to refine everything I need from what we can find round here.
Wonderful. Goal updated. Manufacture mining explosives at crafting bench and gain access to mysterious habitat.
Interesting.
Running low on air.
That was sad that we didn't get to hear that alarm, but apparently you get alarm when you get close to 20. That's something that I didn't get in the demo. Let's eat some more of that to keep that up. How are we? We are not full yet. Let's see if we can get at least fill up with some stuff here. It's quite fast that you can ping your scanner there. It's quite nice to be able to run and continue pinging. So I just want to get some food and get some stuff done so we don't have to worry that much about it right now.
I'll need some more air soon.
Let's see. Well, I'm curious about that alarm, so let's worry about it a little bit close. There we go. Interesting. It's a quite cute little way to do it. That actually would be in a real suit kind of thing. Oh right, we left this as well. So let's get that and go ferry that back, and then we go get the rest one to ferry that back to the base. So let's fix this inventory that we have here. Put that in here, so that's gonna be water, nutrient bar. Let's toss in glow stick in that food bin as well. And then we have building materials. That should be nice to have in one box. We have that. And those. Then we fill up. Then let's make crystals here. And the last one is there. That can be on the top. There we go. Build mode. Nope, not the entire one. That. And destroy. Okay, so we have to destroy them one by one. I think I tested this in a demo as well. If you destroy something with the inventory in, I think that was the furnace that I destroyed, you will actually get the item back. It seemed. I haven't tested it here though, but it seems like you will get the item back for... I want to test this one out because I haven't played that much with the light. Ooh, that's kind of nice. A bit subtle and a bit not too screamy light. You just get the light source. That's quite nice to have around. So let's see. We have this one. Yep, I want a short one here. And then I want another up there. So let's cook some more. Didn't get any more mushrooms, that's sad. So building, platforms, production. We need a... No, we're talking about a crafting bench. There, facilities. And... I want that to be placed here. There we go. Let's also have not allowed to place that there. Why? Oh, it was in the... Let's have a chair there to sit on. Is it actually interactable? Seems to be. One thing that I actually love with this game is that this one. You can... This table is not just a bunch of boxes that you can't place anything on. But you can actually place very much of items around this table as well, so you can take your time and be as you can be as big of a creator as you want to just have fun with these kind of things. It doesn't look like you can place them on the windows. In some places didn't look good on the window though, but there we go. And let's have a plant over here. Quite nicely. But also, as I said, they have done it so... some games are making that this would be a one big box and then you can't place anything more on top of this area because this is taking up space. But here you have to do that they don't collide. So you can actually do this like nice little homey area that you can decorate and just make this into a cozy little place for yourself. which yeah, I do like this. This is a nice little way to decorate your area. That you can decorate the actual machines itself, or the bed and so on. So let's see what we can craft here. So here's the glow stick that I was talking about that you can craft. So just for those, let's craft 2 of those. We do have a lot of those seeds as well, so we can make 14 now. We need to make a mining explosive, but we need these crystals for that. And I think we ran out of those, didn't we? When we were building this one. Wait, we were building these. Because there's nothing else to build in there, so let's take those apart then. Because we need those 2 crystals that they have provided us. Also, let's go in and gather the items that we needed, because we are going to need the stone as well that is in the mine there. So there, and then we have that one placed there. Let's go in and get the last stone and that we have, so we can refine that, because we're gonna need it. There we go. Let's take that and go back out. So you get those crystals that we needed there. You get those from stone as well, and can show one thing that I also did in the demo, which is how you use these kind of items. So no, I don't want to take every one of them. I need one. So let's use that. Deposit there. Toss that in. Let's go out and so to be able to use these, you want to place them on your HUD, and then you get this icon that you can see here that you can use to hover where you want to explode. So I want to explode there, and then you use R to toss it like a grenade. And don't stand in the area. So that terraforming device was too little for that one. I think I used a blue one. Let's see, we can go in, and I want to use one of those. Thank you. So this is the way that you can take care of problems in the area. Like you want to build here where this pillar is, so you can take care of them by tossing one of those on there. And that was big enough to take care of it. Nice. So there are different sizes of those terraforming explosives, but yeah, it's quite nice that they have given you the items to actually do that, because you might want to build a massive base here. So that's also a way that you can use to get some more materials done. So there was nothing more there now, so we're gonna toss that in there. And that one. There we go, we got some more of those solacine. Nice. So let's make that one that we needed. And then you can see here, you can also make that drill bit that you wanted in the other area. So you're gonna need to make these, but we don't have the things like oxide and the silica to make these. But that's the drill bit that I was talking about, to make that automation machine to work for you. So there is ways that you can automate later on in the caves to actually get things done a bit faster for you. So let's see here, that was there. I haven't found a way to name... Oh, you can name them. So let's name that... building blocks. And will that show when I hover over? No. That's sad. But you can name them at least. You can have them up here on the name. Would be nice if you got it over, but you do when you have like this, you have an empty one. Actually nice that you can name it then to use, you can see what did I use this crate for. So that's kind of nice. It would be nice if it also showed up here when you hover over it, so you can easily find it by just hovering. But it's just released, so I'm not that bothered about that. That is something that would be nice to have quality of life later on, when they have progressed with the game. It's nothing that makes the game unplayable. It's just a small quality of life too fast to find what you can do. But yeah. So let's see. That's a bit weird. Clear the space using terraforming charges. Yeah, I already have done that. That's something that's not worked apparently. But hey, that's nothing that we actually need to use right now. Let's go to the construction and
Good
take
job,
that.
Dave. Explosives crafted.
Ah, now we can get through that rockfall and see what's on the other side.
And there we go, folks. That's gonna be it for this episode. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment below what you thought about it. Also, this is gonna be a let's play, so I'm gonna continue this one. It's gonna be released every Monday. So see you in the next video, everyone, and have a nice one. Take care. Bye.